Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain X. City of Aurora officials are pushing back against concerns about cuts to public safety in the 2026 budget. The mayor, police chief, and fire chief say all city departments face reductions, but police and fire will see the smallest cuts. In fact, the police budget is set to increase by 7.1%, and the fire department's funding rises by $1.5 million compared to 2025. Officials stress that residents will not see a drop in law enforcement or fire services, calling this budget a result of collaboration, shared sacrifice, and problem solving across all city departments. The Kane County Board has postponed a vote to fill the vacant District 2 seat left by the late Dale Berman. Chairman Corrine Pirog had recommended Mary Berman, Dale's widow, but she was the lowest ranked candidate in a review committee. Other applicants who are running in the March Democratic primary raised concerns about giving an appointee an incumbent advantage. After a closed session discussion, the board tabled the vote with no new date set. By law, the seat must be filled within 60 days of Berman's passing. Illinois is going digital. Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulis announced that starting today, residents can add their driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet. Using facial reconstruction and ID scanning, users can securely verify their identity and use their digital ID at TSA checkpoints, select businesses, and online services. Privacy is a priority. Venues can only see the information they need, like age, while other details remain hidden. Physical IDs are still required, and the program will soon expand to Google and Samsung wallets. FEMA's acting Administrator David Richardson has resigned. Multiple reports say Richardson was likely to be pushed out by the Trump administration over concerns about his performance. Karen Evans, a Trump ally, is set to step in on December 1st, just after hurricane season ends. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com. Oh, I'm ready! And get ready for the workday.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. The Kane County Board has postponed a vote to fill the vacant District 2 seat left by the late Dale Berman. Chairman Corrine Pirog had recommended Mary Berman, Dale's widow, but she was the lowest ranked candidate in a review committee. Other applicants who are running in the March Democratic primary raised concerns about giving an appointee an incumbent advantage. After a closed session discussion, the board tabled the vote with no new date set. By law, the seat must be filled within 60 days of Berman's passing. Illinois is going digital. Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulis announced that starting today, residents can add their driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet. Using facial reconstruction and ID scanning, users can securely verify their identity and use their digital ID at TSA checkpoints, select businesses, and online services. Privacy is a priority. Venues can only see the information they need, like age, while other details remain hidden. Physical IDs are still required, and the program will soon expand to Google and Samsung wallets. FEMA's
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, cloudy with a chance of drizzle after 3 p.m. and a high near 46, with temperatures falling to around 44 in the afternoon. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of drizzle before 9 p.m. and a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 51. Currently, it is 44 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, And bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip: the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better. Check with the BBB first because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
And welcome, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN AM 1410, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town. Hey, we're broadcasting live here from Studio 14. We are serving you, the Fox River Valley area, as like I always do say, pretty much every time I'm on here. A big thank you to everyone for tuning in today, being a part of the conversation. We are on that AM 1410 dial. You can also watch us streaming live here on YouTube, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. If you want to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so that you can always keep yourself in tune and in the loop with what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. I know that the holiday season is coming up just around the corner. We've got Thanksgiving coming up just around the corner next week. And then, of course, so much more that's in store for us here locally in the city of Elgin. We've got St. Charles. We have just a whole list of different places, towns, villages, towns, and cities in the Fox River Valley area that do offer lots of great holiday events that are coming up. And we here on WRMN want to make sure that you get the inside scoop on them. Speaking of the inside scoop, we've got here the Steel Beam Theater is presenting a sketch comedy review called The Most Sketchiest Time of the Year. Now, this sounds like a really cool performance that you can enjoy, and I have here in studio with us today one of the actors in the show. This is Pete Dietrich. He's here with us today in studio. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Matt. It's absolutely wonderful to be here.
Absolutely.
Much appreciated.
Of course, absolutely. Now, I pronounced your last name correctly, right? Dietrich?
That's right.
Okay,
right.
Good.
Very good. Nobody gets it right on the first try, but
I just get the
congratulations.
two Y's instead of the I's in them too. So yeah, very cool. So Pete, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started working with Steel Beam Theater? What got you interested? Was this something from when you were a kid you were always interested in acting, and or is it something that developed a little bit later over time?
It definitely came to me later in life. I often joke that I can't. It's my midlife crisis. I can't afford a red sports car, so I started improv, and so I started improv kind of late in life.
Mm-hmm.
My wife wanted us to do something together. She joined us in an improv class, and it took.
Nice.
It's something that I've always enjoyed. The great comedy shows growing up. The sketch comedy shows that have influenced me over the years, from Monty Python to SNL to SCTV, and then moving into more current times, whether it's the Kids in the Hall or Mr. Show or Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave Chappelle, Key and Peele, The Whitest Kid You Know. All those sketch shows have influenced me one way or another. And then you could also go back to Carol Burnett.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the great variety shows of the 60s, whether it was Flip Wilson or Sonny and Cher. Those are all really remarkable examples of sketch comedy in our life. And so it's always been, comedy has always been a part of me. So I started with some improv about 10 years ago, and it evolved. I took classes at West Side Improv in Wheaton. A lot of the actors for this current show come from West Side Improv in Wheaton. And I continued to perform sketch. I started to do more and more writing. I joined some sketch writing classes with I.O. and Second City. And then I started putting together my own shows of sketch comedy. I started working with teams of people to write sketch comedy, and then I started pairing off with people. And now this one I've written on my own. This is the second show I've written solely on my own. Yeah.
So you wrote this.
I did.
That is so cool. Oh, my goodness.
Right. So all the blame lies with me if you don't enjoy it. But yeah, so that's my history. And I staged a sketch comedy show at Steel Beam last year. It was very successful. We got laughs in the right places. Thank God. And we had some sellout shows. The last 3 shows of the run sold out. And so we're back again this year with some new material, some new actors. It's going to be a lot of fun.
How exciting. That is awesome. Tell us a little bit about what this is, the most sketchy time of the year. What makes this sketch show unique? Kind of tell us a little bit on what people can expect from this show. What's kind of the basis? What are some things and elements that people can look forward to?
Yeah, so it's music and comedy. There's a couple original songs. There is Christmas song parodies where we take a traditional Christmas song like the Andy Williams classic, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and we rebranded that as the most sketchiest time of the year. So it's a lot of fun, and then it's sketch comedy. It's like the most prevalent example is SNL. It's going to be like SNL, only we don't go as long. They can afford to do longer sketches. They have a significant amount of writers. They have this huge budget for sets and props, and so SNL is like what we do. Only our sketches we're about brevity, so to speak. So we pack in a lot of humor in about 75 to 85 minutes. It's a great show. So.
That's awesome. So does this sketch comedy, because I know it has to at times be fast-paced, it can be unpredictable. Do you have cards that you read, or is it all improv?
It's all scripted, and all of our actors, most all of our actors come from an improv background, but it's all scripted, and there's no cue cards. Okay. So there's a high level of memorization that's
definitely
required, and at my age it becomes more and more difficult. But no, there are times when a player can go off script and it can be really funny, and it happens. But for the most part, it's a scripted show.
Okay, there you go. I remember in my days of theater in school, memorizing those lines was difficult, more difficult for me than for some of the other kids. But I was, I did good, I think.
Yeah, I had to make the choice on the way here to practice my lines. I have them on my phone. I can listen to them in my car or listen to WRMN. So I chose to listen to WRMN, and I did not practice my lines on the way here. So
well, thank you for listening, though.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That is so cool. Tell us a little bit about how rehearsals are. Is there maybe like a memorable or hilarious moment from rehearsals, or even just what's a general day of rehearsal for you? Is it different? I mean, what does it kind of look like?
Yeah, so, we try to run through the show top to bottom for rehearsal. We'll stop and make adjustments. We may revisit a couple sketches for a second time. But for the most part, it's just trying to get the lines down, getting the players, the reps on stage, getting them in the right place on stage, getting them on and off the stage quickly, and practicing all that. We definitely had some memorable and laugh-inducing things. All of the actors in the show are just remarkable, and we've often talked about, and I've often told them that we've got some good material here, but they make it great. They're all great actors. They've all bring quite a bit to their characters, and they create their own characters. So what I put on paper, they typically follow, but if sometimes they'll go off, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I would have not thought of that. So we keep it in, and it happens more than a couple of times in the show. And so I can't give them enough credit for doing all that.
Awesome. I mean, as a director and a writer, everyone's going to be a little bit different on what they do. And it sounds like to me that you have the script, you have everything that's there. And sometimes if someone maybe, are there any certain adjustments that some of the characters might make that kind of maybe will fit them better? And then, like you said it's brilliant. You go with it, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I give them some latitude. There's a point that we make often is, if you're going to change something, just make sure your scene mate knows where you're finishing your line, because they are picking up where you left off. And in other words, try not to change the last line that feeds into your scene mate. So that applies, but otherwise, they're great performers who should not, who definitely need and require and get that kind of latitude from us.
Awesome. So this is a holiday themed show, is that correct?
That's right.
All right. So what are some things that are holiday themed, like little holiday things related to holiday, certain things that people can find in this show? Like, is there any certain costumes or props or what's kind of some things people can expect without having to spoil too much?
Yeah, so we kind of pick on the holiday season, whether it's Thanksgiving or New Year's, but a huge part of the show is focused on the Christmas holiday. So there's a sketch with regard to the middle child, and the middle child gets the short shrift when it comes to gift-giving time. So it starts out as a rather sentimental sketch, but then it devolves into something where the middle child doesn't get the respect he thinks he deserves. So it's things like that. We have inappropriate Secret Santa gifts. We have the office party that's kind of going off the rails. So all those things that are that we all experience during the season, and why it makes it the most sketchiest time of the year. I mean, it's the only time of the year that anybody finds it acceptable at all to drink eggnog, and yet for 2 weeks people are chugging eggnog. You're going to parties 3 or 4 days a week. You're missing work in large chunks. Maybe not you, Matt, but others. But so that's what we focus on, and then some great Christmas songs. We poke fun a little bit at It's a Wonderful Life and Elf. So there's no target that we won't acquire.
That's awesome. Now, I know, too, Steel Beam Theater, it's a close-up, intimate performance space, too. So how does this intimacy affect the timing, delivery, and connection with the audience in a sketch show like this? Yeah,
so intimacy equals, less tickets we have to sell. So that's a great part of it. But no, it's having the audience in front of you is great. The team, the troupe is we're not afraid of the fourth wall. So it's so intimate that there's times where we can talk directly to the audience. Sometimes that's improv, sometimes it's ad lib, sometimes it's scripted in. But we love the intimacy. You just don't get it at a larger theater where the seats are set back, well beyond the front of the stage, and we have people who can literally put their feet on the stage. So it's very intimate and it's very rewarding.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit, when are one of the shows going to be happening for people who might be interested in going?
Great, yeah. So it's every Sunday. From opening night is this Sunday, November 23rd. It runs through December 21st. Showtime is 7 p.m. It's a great show. I'll let you know that November 30th is Casa Night.
Okay.
We are a proud supporter of Casa, and you're familiar with the Casa group?
I'm not actually.
Court-appointed special advocate. So it's a King County Casa chapter. There's chapters across the country, and a huge volunteer organization that helps foster children lost in the system because their parents are no longer a part of the picture. And so there's a huge organization that helps children get the right representation in court and get them to a qualified foster family. It's a wonderful organization. So November 30th is Casa Night, and 7 p.m. for every show from November 23rd through December 21st.
That's awesome. That's for a great cause, too.
It is.
That's awesome.
It is.
Very
yeah.
good. So, folks, check out more information. It is coming up very soon. The most sketchiest time of the year. You can find it at stillbeamtheater.com. Find it stillbeamtheater.com for more information. And before we let you go, what do you hope people can get out of this sketch?
Well, it's just about laughter. It's that time of the year where maybe you need a release. There is a lot of stress, whether it's trying to accommodate family coming into town, trying to get people gifts, trying to make it to all the individual things that you have signed yourself up for. Come on out for a couple hours and have a laugh. It really is truly a lot of fun. Everybody loves it.
Absolutely. It's the holiday season coming up soon. You don't want to miss out on these great opportunities. Pete, thanks so much for joining us today.
Matt, thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Folks, we'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Stay tuned.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours. At any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Thank you, Pete Dietrich, for coming in today to talk with us a little bit about Steel Beam Theater. And that performance will be coming up starting on Sunday, running a couple other great days as well, too. I just let my other guests in from the Donley Auctions. We're very excited to have them on the air for the 12 o'clock hour. Yes, for the first segment, going to be talking about lots of cool things with the Donley Auctions. I am especially excited because, as you know, I do love all the vintage antique things, right? And when it comes to auctions, they're so cool to see all of the really interesting and immaculate items that some people have. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So stay tuned for that because it's definitely my type of thing, you know? Not to say that, of course, these other interviews aren't. I love doing every single interview that I do. Everyone is so gracious, and it's just always something interesting that's going on, whether it's a performance, whether it's a happening. So stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch. So let's see what we've got here. I know I've been doing a couple things here. Let me quickly just get something on the line here for Out to Lunch. I'll be uploading the video pretty shortly here for Steel Beam Theater, so stay tuned for that. I did want to run through the weather and temperatures here for the day. We still have a couple minutes left before we take our bottom of the hour news and messages from our sponsors. It's going to be a little bit more of a condensed show because we have the interviews, of course. So, but the more the merrier. And like I've said before many times, if you are interested, if you have a business or an organization that wants to announce what's going on, what are you about? Why do you do what you do? Why do you love doing what you do? What inspires you? Feel free to reach out to us. Come on the air. We would love to have you on the air for an interview. Absolutely. So again, our office number is 847-741-7700. Please feel free to email any of us too. My email is open to the public too. It's Matt, that's MATT, at WRMN1410.com. Shoot me an email if you're interested, and we'll get you set up for sure. So we've got the weather and temperatures for the day. Today, we see it as being pretty much overcast for today and also for tomorrow. We see a high of 50 for today. It does go down to 40 for tonight. Tomorrow is predicted to be a high of about 49 degrees, cloudy, with a low of 29 degrees, cloudy skies early, and then partly cloudy after midnight. Winds are going to be a little bit light and variable. That is for Friday night tomorrow. Saturday rolls around. We see intervals of clouds and sunshine. A high of 51 degrees is in that forecast. It drops down to 36 as our low. Mostly clear skies are in that forecast for Saturday night. Sunday rolls around. Sunshine and clouds mixed with a high of 57. We see a low of 37 degrees in the forecast. That's for Sunday night. And that's winds that are going to be light and variable. For Monday, it's going to be a rainy day, cloudy with occasional showers in the afternoon. Chance of rain in the morning at 60%. Pretty much occasional rain showers are predicted for Monday night. It does drop down to a low of only 45. Chance of rain at 80%. For Tuesday, the 25th, a high of 52. Rain showers early with overcast skies. That's about a 50% chance of rain there, with mostly cloudy skies clearing and a low of 33. Wednesday, the 26th, is partly cloudy skies in the morning with a low of 24 and a high of only 36. It drops down more on Thursday, mainly cloudy on Thanksgiving Day with a high of 32 and a low of 21. Followed by that is a little bit more clearing. Temperatures start to drop, and then we have a full, 4 days predicted of snow. 4 days predicted of snow. So that is right at the peak start of December. So make sure you get those shovels and snow blowers out and ready to go, because we're going to start to see some heavier snowfalls coming up, already starting Sunday the 30th, going through till Wednesday the 3rd of December. Up to an inch or 2, or possibly even 3 is in that forecast. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. and we'll be back with more in just a bit.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. Illinois is going digital. Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis announced that starting today, residents can add their driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet. Using facial reconstruction and ID scanning, users can securely verify their identity and use their digital ID at TSA checkpoints, select businesses, and online services. Privacy is a priority. Venues can only see the information they need, like age, while other details remain hidden. Physical IDs are still required, and the program will soon expand to Google and Samsung wallets. FEMA's acting administrator David Richardson has resigned. Multiple reports say Richardson was likely to be pushed out by the Trump administration over concerns about his performance. Karen Evans, a Trump ally, is set to step in on December 1st, just after hurricane season ends. City of Aurora officials are pushing back against concerns about cuts to public safety in the 2026 budget. The mayor, police chief, and fire chief say all city departments face reductions, but police and fire will see the smallest cuts. In fact, the police budget is set to increase by 7.1%, and the fire department's funding rises by $1.5 million compared to 2025. Officials stress that residents will not see a drop in law enforcement or fire services, calling this budget a result of collaboration, shared sacrifice, and problem solving across all city departments. The Kane County Board has postponed a vote to fill the vacant District 2 seat left by the late Dale Berman. Chairman Corrine Pirog had recommended Mary Berman, Dale's widow, but she was the lowest ranked candidate in a review committee. Other applicants who are running in the March Democratic primary raised concerns about giving an appointee an incumbent advantage. After a closed session discussion, the board tabled the vote with no new date set. By law, the seat must be filled within 60 days of Berman's passing. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Today, patchy fog before 1 p.m., then a chance of drizzle. Cloudy with a high near 46. Tonight, a chance of drizzle before 10 p.m. Cloudy with a low around 41. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 49. Currently, it is 44 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades.
and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Yes, yes, yes. Some great performances that are coming up here. Steel Beam Theater. We had Pete Dietrich on with us talking about the upcoming Steel Beam Theater performance, the sketchiest time of the year. That video and interview has been posted now onto our YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. We also do have the WRMN 10 o'clock news posted as well. What else have we posted within the last 24 hours? As I always like to say, we also do have the Wise Coffee Chat episode from yesterday on Wednesday. That has also been posted as well, too. So you can find that and more interviews, content, and more on YouTube and also on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WRMN1410 Radio. Now, I wanted to announce something here to you folks. Yes, yes, yes. We have a pair of fantastic tickets to another great performance. We had them on the air not too long ago. The fantastic writer, director, and main character cast member. This is for the Rouse Center for the Arts at 26 North William Street. This is for the Cripple Creek Christmas Carol. Yes, it is coming up Friday, November 21st. And also Saturday. We have two pairs here. If you are interested, all you have to do is text us at 505-926-1410. That is 505-926-1410. All you have to do is text us, say you'd like them. We got these pair for you. Yes, we have Friday and Saturday, pairs of each of those. Friday, November 21st at 8 p.m., Saturday, November 22nd, also at 8 p.m., and you can visit their website at rousecenter.org for more info. But if you are interested in these fantastic pairs of tickets, then you can text us. We're doing it as a text giveaway. Text line at 505-926-1410. First one to text will get these tickets. Feel free to let me know, too. You will have to pick them up here at the station because it's already coming up tomorrow. And also we have the Saturday version as well, too. So if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to us through to the text line. We're doing the text line here today at 505-926-1410. That's 505-926-1410. Text us. Say you'd like them. Pick them up at the station. We've got them here. Enjoy the show, of course. And we do have that interview posted. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Rouse Center's Cripple Creek Christmas Carol. It's got almost 50 views. Fantastic. And we had Rob, we had Nick, and also Chris on with us. Let's continue on your morning here. Of course, we did go through the weather. We will also talk about the Sunny Skies story of the day. This is a cute little story to continue on your morning. This person knits little hearts to give to strangers. How cute is this? So let's read through this story. It was posted today by an anonymous user. Several years ago, I found this nifty pattern for making little hearts. It's just technical enough to be interesting and knits up very fast. I made the first ones while I was at work on a work trip to kill some time while traveling. As I was getting off the plane to go home, a woman behind me in the aisle tapped my shoulder. She said, quote, "I've been watching you since the terminal, and I have to know, are you knit? Oh my goodness, I'm getting ads pop up. Are you knitting a heart?" I gave her one and I had finished the night before. Since then, my heart project has become its own thing. I've knitted nearly hundreds on hundreds. That's a lot. Hundreds on hundreds. With lace weight and on sixes with triple zeros with lace weight and on sixes with worsted. and with most things in between. I put lavender, fiber fill, a chip of howlite to aid those struggling with destructive ties to the past in each one. I took 100 to the regional Burning Man event as my gift to the festival. I knitted 80 hearts as part of the favors for my wedding in 2017. The rest I've given away, some to close friends, but most to people I encounter at random. I can often tell who needs a heart, and each gifting becomes a connection with a cool human. The knitting lady who told me I was doing a good job when I was knitting in public, trying to master cables. Or the woman who treated size 28 me like a normal bride and convinced me I was worth it to not let him see the dress beforehand. She was right. Or to the emergency doctor whom I had strangely intimate conversation as she cut into my finger to drain an infected compartment. Or to the guy running a knitting shop in Barcelona who held it up to his chest, mimed it beating, and said, clank, clank. Or to the woman leaving her abusive boyfriend who kept the heart in her hand until we reached the train station in Portland. And so many others. I often hear, quote, "You have no idea how much I needed this." That's why I keep doing it. It brings us so much light into my life. A few years ago, I was in an intensive outpatient psych program. Most people brought gifts for everyone on their last night, and when it was my turn, I gave each person a little white box with a heart sticker on top. Inside was a little heart nestled in tissue paper. A woman I had difficulty with at first, but had come to really like, wrote a Cummings quote on the whiteboard. And that is, "I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart." I cried. Hearts are a way of how I say, I see who you are, and it makes me happy. So that's a nice little story there, giving love and these cute little hearts as well to folks. It's not just about necessarily even the product of the heart, right? The fact that, I mean, she takes a lot of time and energy to make these little hearts, but it's also the fact that she sees people as well. And so the heart does speak for itself, but really it's all put together, just a wonderful gift to have. And it's also the gesture of giving it to those who need it. And you never know how many people might need a little bit of that joy in their life. So check it out for more information. That's interesting stories, inspirational stories on sunnyskies.com. You can find this and more posted on there, sunnyskies.com. We always do have our interesting stories, right? We also do have our interesting facts. Well, despite producing 95% of the world's bourbon supply, the official drink of Kentucky happens to not be bourbon. It is milk. The Aurora Australis in the southern version of the Aurora Australis is the southern version of the Aurora Borealis. Tasmania, New Zealand, and Antarctica are a few of the best places to scope out those southern lights from land. Although the bobcat is rarely seen, it is the most common wildcat in North America. Some other ones here as well, too. When making shuttlecocks for badminton, the most prized feathers are said to come from a geese's left wing. And another one here, Frank Sinatra was offered the lead role in Die Hard. So those are some interesting facts that maybe you knew about, maybe you didn't. We also do occasionally talk about those big questions, those questions of the day. Why is this the way it is? Why is that the way it is? So there's a lot of different ones out there that are asked. The time is approaching 11:44. We'll take another quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Stay tuned.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The road ahead can be unpredictable, but with the right partner, you're always moving forward. At Heartland Bank in Hampshire, we're with you. Every mile, every milestone. From savings to small business lending, we offer local decisions and personal service that gets you where you're going. Stop in at 819 Warner Street or call 847-683-4444. Heartland Bank, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks Nancy and Becky for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
Welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Thanks, everyone, of course, for tuning in today and being a part of that conversation here, too. I always like to enjoy the time with you, the listeners out there, and we hope that you enjoy the time with us. We've got some great things that are coming up here, of course, too, so definitely stay tuned. You are listening to WRMN, the Voice of the Valley, and the Talk of the Town. It is starting to get a little bit drizzly outside currently right now, so we are seeing just a little very, very light drizzle. Again, it is overcast skies that are outside, but don't let that stop you from having a good day today. Got lots of different things that are coming up in the near future, of course. Don't forget, the holidays are just around the corner as well. We still have a little bit of time left, about 10 minutes before we kick it off to the top of the hour news, messages from our sponsors. That's into the 12 o'clock hour. And then our exciting interview that's coming up here as well. So stay tuned for that. I did want to go through the word of the day today. It is a short word, not super short, but a little bit. It is gosh. That is G-A-U-C-H-E. Gosh is the word of the day today. It's an adjective describing someone or something having or showing a lack of awareness about the proper way to behave. Yes, gosh. Oh gosh, you have gosh. When describing a person or behavior, gosh can mean, quote, socially awkward or tactless. When describing an object, such as a product with a vulgar image or slogan on it, it can mean crudely made or done, right? That is the word of the day today. How is it used in a sentence? Here's an example. Some people view giving cash in lieu of a wrap present to be terribly gosh, but I like knowing that my friends and family will be able to pick out something they truly want. So that's the word of the day today. It is gosh, recognized. And gosh, maybe you have experienced that, but it is a word nonetheless. That is an adjective recognized today on the 20th of November. We also do have the National Day calendar. What are some national days? We've got some interesting ones for tomorrow, too. I'll be definitely discussing about that. But today we do have some good food recognizable days, including National Peanut Butter Fudge Day, recognized on the 20th. On June 16th, people across the United States celebrated National Fudge Day. It's just by adding creamy or crunchy peanut butter, the celebration really does continue. They will have the yummy taste of peanut butter as the fudge flavor is the star of the show here, right? Now, fudge, of course, originated in the United States, possibly by a happy accident. Now, back in 1886, a letter written by Emmeline Battersby Hartridge was discovered. Miss Hartridge attended Vassar College as a student in Poughkeepsie, New York, and the letter referred to a fudge her cousin had made. Her cousin in Baltimore, Maryland, was selling the fudge for 40 cents per pound. Miss Hartridge obtained the recipe, and in 1888, she made 30 pounds of fudge for her auction. It was a Vassar College senior auction. In the late 19th century, some shops on Mackinac Island, Michigan, very good place to go to, some of the best fudge, based off of my experience, began to produce products similar to that of the Vassar College fudge, and it sold it to summer vacationers. Fudge is still made in some of the original shops there today, which I have had. Their signature Mackinac Island fudge. Very delicious and good to pair with a nice hot cup of coffee. Kind of helps to melt in your mouth a bit. So that is recognized today. It is National Peanut Butter Fudge Day today. It is also National Absurdity Day. Oddness and weirdness take over. I heard a quote once from a teacher on TikTok, and she said, quote, "To be cringe is to be free." I still remember her saying that quote. I don't know why it came up on my TikTok. I'm not on TikTok anymore. I was on for a little bit, but that was something I still remember in my brain. To be cringe is to be free, she said. Now, throughout history, bizarre occurrences mark the calendar. It may seem absurd today to send your child cross-country by airplane, but people do. There's a process, attendants, an adult on the other side waiting to retrieve the precious package. When the Postal Service first launched in 1913, children falling within the shipping weights were sent cross-country by parcel service. Mailed babies were shipped off to grandma's house, some as low as 15 cents plus insurance. This day was created as a way to recall and note some of the entirely off-the-wall and ridiculous things in history, in our country, and in our lives. And let me tell you, when you go on to mentalfloss.com, I've read some of those that are recognized on, or at least celebrated for today's day, National Absurdity Day. There's some absurd things that have happened, for sure. Absurdity Day, though, is also a day to have fun, do something crazy, zany, or absurd things. Use a day as an excuse to let out silly antics hidden inside them. You can do things you wanted to do to make absolutely no sense at all, and it'll be okay because you will be celebrating this national day. Maybe you have an old language, your own language. I have a twin language because I'm a twin. I have my own twin language with my brother Ryan. It's something a lot of people don't understand, but we just get it. Sometimes it's even just a glance and a specific maybe little sound. This is so awkward. Like sometimes, I'm not even kidding. Sometimes it's even just like, we'll make like a little like hum sound and we'll know exactly what we're talking about. It's a weird little twin language that we have. Not a lot of people know about it, but yes, absurd, yes, but it's something that we have. As he is my twin, our own twin language. It is National Child's Day today, November 20th, and this is a year recognizing National Child's Day and all the potential represented by our children's ambitions, dreams, and goals. Through educational goals, STEAM projects, and academic missions, educators and families join forces to provide excellence at all levels of education. And of course, education begins at home. It's providing parents with resources vital to growing minds. We encourage curiosity and brain development. From the day that they are born to their education begins. Language and social skills are essential building blocks to any child's early education. Schools and educators are investing in science, math, and art programs. Not too long ago, last week, we had Dr. Brittany Barber of Hamilton Wings, who is an educator and who helps to inspire kids, especially kids who maybe come from families of lower income and status. So they help to bring that education through the arts to those kids in need. So it's a great way to kind of tie that with National Child's Day today. Of course, no matter where our children's interests lie, whether it's technology, or other things, technology itself will also advance the way we learn, heal, communicate, travel, change, and protect the world too. So National Child's Day does inspire communities. They inspire educators and parents to do just that, to recognize it. So, and encouragement. Encouragement is very, very important for a child's development. Some other days that are recognized: National Rural Health Day is the third Thursday of the month of November. National Rural Health Day focuses on the medical resources rural communities offer and how it impacts small towns and their citizens. The third Thursday in November each year highlights the varied opportunities that rural health offers and the benefits it brings to those modest hubs of economic vitality in the heartland. So there's a couple other days here as well, too. If you want to check it out, you can view it on nationaldaycalendar.com or nationaltoday.com. If you're looking for some fun events to go to, of course, we will definitely be discussing that even further. We've got some cool things that'll be coming up here. Coming up on the 21st, Aurora celebrates Winter Lights, kicking off the holiday season. I did mention this a little bit earlier, but they are having a fantastic parade that's coming up here. The annual Winter Lights Parade will be held tomorrow beginning at 6 p.m. at Downer Place from Water Street to River Street in downtown Aurora. Now, this is a free, family-friendly event being filled with merry-making moments and a sleigh full of fun for the entire family. Be sure to arrive early. Streets will begin closing at 6 p.m. tomorrow in Aurora. The tree lighting and fireworks display are really best viewed from the east end of the Downer Place Bridge, is where you can find that and see it a little bit more clearly for yourself. With the parade stepping off at 6:30 p.m., Santa and Mrs. Claus will usher the holiday season with an illuminated parade filled with reindeer, elves, special guests, and other holiday favorites. Following the parade, Santa and Mrs. Claus, along with Mayor Irvin, will lead the crowd in a countdown to flip the magic switch and illuminate the city's holiday tree. After the tree lighting, the downtown Aurora sky will be brightened by a fantastic drone show along the banks of the Fox River, sponsored by the Chicago Premium Outlets. This year, Santa will be at the Grand Army of the Republic Military Museum. That's at 23 East Downer Place. He will be ready for photos immediately following the firework show. So if you want to check out more information, go to aurora.il.us, or you can also find this article written yesterday by foxvalleymagazine.com under the events page. And let me tell you, folks, we are going to start to definitely see more events popping up as the days go by, because when it comes to the holiday season, it is a busy time of year. I just saw passing there, Miss Chrisley Murphy of the Explore Elgin area just passed by in her beautiful red coat. So wanted to give you a little wave there. Very nice. And yes, exploreelginarea.com. I use them all the time. As you know, we all do here on WRMN. Stay tuned for more here. Coming up next, we've got Donley Auctions here on the air with us, talking a little bit about what they have to offer. I'm excited for this interview because I do love all things antique, vintage, and, you know, what are the interesting things that are out there and what auctions can do. I mean, there's a lot of history into it, right? There's a certain magic to all of it, right? There's the treasure hunt, there's the adrenaline rush of it, and we'll definitely talk about that coming up during the 12 o'clock hour. We also do have our Tradio segment at 12:30, so if you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, feel free to reach out. We still have these ticket giveaways to Rouse Center for tomorrow and Saturday. Text us, 505-926-1410. Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous landscape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 12 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. Illinois is going digital. Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis announced that starting today, residents can add their driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet. Using facial reconstruction and ID scanning, users can securely verify their identity and use their digital ID at TSA checkpoints, select businesses, and online services. Privacy is a priority. Venues can only see the information they need, like age, while other details remain hidden. Physical IDs are still required, and the program will soon expand to Google and Samsung wallets. FEMA's acting administrator David Richardson has resigned. Multiple reports say Richardson was likely to be pushed out by the Trump administration over concerns about his performance. Karen Evans, a Trump ally, is set to step in on December 1st, just after hurricane season ends. City of Aurora officials are pushing back against concerns about cuts to public safety in the 2026 budget. The mayor, police chief, and fire chief say all city departments face reductions, but police and fire will see the smallest cuts. In fact, the police budget is set to increase by 7.1%, and the fire department's funding rises by $1.5 million compared to 2025. Officials stress that residents will not see a drop in law enforcement or fire services, calling this budget a result of collaboration, shared sacrifice, and problem solving across all city departments. The Kane County Board has postponed a vote to fill the vacant District 2 seat left by the late Dale Berman. Chairman Corrine Pirog had recommended Mary Berman, Dale's widow, but she was the lowest ranked candidate in a review committee. Other applicants who are running in the March Democratic primary raised concerns about giving an appointee an incumbent advantage. After a closed session discussion, the board tabled the vote with no new date set. By law, the seat must be filled within 60 days of Berman's passing. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Bears sit atop a very tight NFC North. They're 7-3-0. Green Bay is right behind them at 6-3-1, and the Lions remain in the mix at 6-4-0. The fourth place Vikings still have a shot. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 4-6-0. On the schedule this week, it'll be the Bears at home against the Steelers. Pittsburgh is 6-4-0 atop the AFC North, trying to gain some separation from the second place Ravens, who were 5-5-0. Chicago signed former Lions All-Pro and Pro Bowl special teamer Jalen Reeves-Maben Tuesday. He'll fill the practice squad spot opened up when Miles Boykin got released a week ago. The Bulls are coming off a big 131-27 win over the Nuggets on Monday. The road trip continues tonight at Portland. Men's hoops on Tuesday. Iowa improved to 4-0 with a 99-70 win over Southeast Missouri State. Big matchup tomorrow is the number 19 Hawkeyes women are home against number 7 Baylor. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Today, patchy fog before 1 p.m., then a chance of drizzle. Cloudy with a high near 46. Tonight, a chance of drizzle before 10 p.m. Cloudy with a low around 41. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 49. Currently, it is 44 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
And welcome, folks, to the 12 o'clock hour here of Out to Lunch on WRMN AM 1410. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14. We are serving you, the listeners, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, of course, for tuning in today and being a part of the conversation with us here. If you are listening, you might be listening through that AM 1410 dial. You might be also watching us as well here on YouTube, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. If you want to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you always keep yourself up to date and in the loop on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN, that helps to keep you in tune with things. It helps you to keep you interested. There's so many things that are going on in the world around us, and you don't want to miss out on these opportunities to be a part of it with us and to see all the beautiful businesses, organizations, entrepreneurs, and dreamers that are out there that we love to recognize here on WRMN. Oh my goodness, of course, many of us folks know that I myself am a collector. I do like collecting vintage and antique items, and many of you might know, of course, many others out there who do love doing that as well. With that being said, auctions. We know about the topic. We know about the term auction. It's always had a certain magic to it, right? There's part history lesson, there's part treasure hunt, and part adrenaline rush. Whether it's centuries-old artifacts or a vintage painting or maybe even a rare collectible that's been tucked away for decades, each item that crosses the auction block carries its own story. And for bidders, there's nothing quite like that moment when the gavel is about to fall and you might just walk away with that piece of history and for it to live on. Well, let me tell you, folks, I am very honored and pleased to have the Randy Donnelly here with us today of Donnelly Auctions in Union, Illinois. I want to thank you so much for joining us here live in Studio 14. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and I thank you for having me. I love your show, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And the fact that you are a collector makes all the difference in the world.
Oh, yes. That's why I was so excited for this interview, because I love collecting items.
Well, I'm curious, and I don't mean to be interviewing you, but how long have you been a collector?
Oh, gosh. So I've been a collector since I was about 14.
Wow.
My great uncle, he was a World War II veteran, and he had quite a big collection of mugs. He had mugs from all over the world that he had traveled and gotten. And it was a big mug collection that he had in his basement. And ever since that day of going into his basement when I was about 13 years old, because I was interested in family history, and he had some pictures that were down there, and I saw that long wall of all of the different mugs that he had. I was like, this is so cool. This is so interesting. And so I kind of got interested in the family history, the antique items, the Victorian, Edwardian era type of things, and even the Roaring 20s and so forth. I always say 1840s to 1940s. And then that kind of really sparked my interest in recognizing these items. You know, if I went to a flea market and things like that, I would say, wow, you know, I wasn't necessarily just looking for, you know, some of the toys that I like too. It was more of like, these intricate art pieces are so fantastic and so interesting with the design and the elements to it and what was the history of it, why does it look the way that it does. So that's really kind of where I got my interest from. It just kind of sparked.
Well, that's so interesting because, I mean, I actually, at a little earlier age, at around 11, started collecting World War II memorabilia, all kinds of relics and everything, because where I lived in Berwyn, Illinois, all the veterans lived right there. They were in the 45th Division, and they had all been in Munich and Berlin, saw some incredible battles, but they all brought home memorabilia, whether it be a German helmet or a flag or anything. So I started my life at that period of time as a collector at age 11, but mainly not because I understood the history of it, but because I played Army. Just like people played Cowboys and Indians, we played, World War II. And it was, that's how I got my start in collecting, World War II.
There you go. And when you start off with that collection, it's very exciting to think to yourself, how can I build this? How can I build from it? And also recognizing too what you have as well. So, you know, trying to find things that you like, but also kind of wanting what you have as well and looking back and recognizing that. I mean, I have collectible items that I know I'm like, I remember I got that back in 2014. I remember getting that. And I remember the price they paid for it too.
Yeah.
So there's things like that. When you are an avid collector and you're very fascinated and just drawn to it, those are things that you look for and that you remember too.
It's funny how pricing has changed, though. You know, collecting has changed so much over the years because of the age, the age of collectors. And so the values that we thought were sky high have really come down in certain areas. There's certain fields that, you know, are actually diminishing. Everything, unfortunately, doesn't go up. But the field of collecting is changing a lot due to the age of collectors right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something I do notice when I watch Antiques Roadshow is sometimes those values depreciate a little bit, especially if it's looking at an episode maybe from 2008 and what the value was at the time and what it is currently now. And so,
you know, there was right before I came into the studio today, there was a gentleman that showed up and he had a few slot machines. And I had to tell him, you know, he had gotten them from his father. His father paid about $2,000 a piece for them. Well, today, those same slot machines, 20 years later, are only worth $800.
Oh,
So
wow.
certain items have come down drastically in the last 20 years.
Yeah. And that's something too that might be, I'm sure as a collector too, if someone really wants something and it might not be as worth as what it is, it can be something very special to them too.
Well, absolutely. You know, over the years, I hear this time and time again from collectors. When we're warning collectors, you know, it might be time to sell because prices are coming down. Most collectors always have the same comment to me and say, Randy, it was never about the money. You know, they don't get into it from a monetary standpoint where they're buying simply hoping that these items go up. And,
Right. Trying to make an investment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always say, buy what you like.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. I'm definitely the same way. I buy what I like. If I really see it and it's just something that I'm like, I don't know, if I walk away from this, I'm going to regret it. Then, you know, and of course, pricing too, you got to make sure you have a balance and things like that. Now, of course, there is a lot of knowledge that goes into, that has to be going into auctions. You've got over 100 years of combined staff knowledge at Donnelly Auctions. So how do you cultivate and maintain that expertise across your team, especially with items of historical significance?
Well, you can't believe first how many, I have 20 staff members, everybody specializing in something different. When we say we've got 100 years combined experience, that's just my brother and I. At my age, I've already got over 50 years of true experience in many fields, and my brother, of course, same age as the same. So just the two of us alone have 100 years, so it goes on. But over the years, I've had to hire, like a coin expert. One gentleman, he specializes in antique coins because so many people we find are right now dumping their coin collections because of the silver and gold prices have gotten so high that they're selling off, just because of the scrap value. When in reality, they have to look at both things because in many, many cases, coins still have a much higher value numistically for what they are rather than scrap. So you have to be very careful. And of course, we've got an expert in that field. We've got, an expert just in firearms. We have an FFL, Federal Firearms License. So we have to be experts in so many fields, be it toys, jewelry. I mean, I have to have all kinds of people. And I find most of my good talent comes to me from museums, people that have been trained, museum trained for years in various fields and everything. One auction we have coming up this weekend, as you know, is our Native American and Wild West. And we have one gentleman, again, that's what he does full time, is just pricing and identifying Native Americans. And the biggest part in that type of collecting is the era, the age in which it's made.
Very good. Now, that is an upcoming one. It's coming up this Saturday. So it's in person in Union and also online as well. Tell us a little bit about that too. And selling online and live simultaneously, what are the biggest logistics or strategical things that you have to kind of keep in place? I mean, how does Donley Auctions ensure that smooth experience for folks?
Well, you know what? It is a real balancing act because even though I like to run live auctions, I mean, some auction houses today, they strictly go online. But to me, I still like to let people have the opportunity to come into our showroom, actually physically see it, pick it up, look at it, examine it, smell it, everything that you might need to do to make a great informed decision whether to buy or not. Whereas online, I mean, what we have to do is take loads of photographs. We've got really great expert photographers that photograph. We'll have as many as 20, 25 photos of each and every item, every angle, every chip, crack, everything we need to identify. Then our experts have to write the descriptions. And I would say probably 85% of what we sell goes online now. But the balancing act really is you've got people sitting out in front of you on, in the audience. And then I have a series of computers next to me, people sitting at computers watching the online, because we're not on just one platform online, normally 3 or 4. So you have all these bids coming in literally from all over the world. I mean, it is so cool. And they're screaming yes, yes, yes as the bids keep going up. But I have to keep a focus, an eye on the audience, because they've made the effort to come in.
Right.
You cannot miss their bid. If all of a sudden I say sold and I'm selling it to the computer,
right,
and they're like, what am I out here? You really have to keep a close eye on the audience and make sure you don't miss a bid.
Absolutely. You know what? I had no idea that online and live would be simultaneous. I didn't know that was a thing. So that's something, like you said, you really have to keep focus on is trying to make everyone.
And I'm glad you asked those questions because I think most people don't know. Unless you've come to an auction in the last 10 years, it's changed so much. Back when I started doing auctions, 30, 40 years ago, I used to go on site and I would actually sell a building or the contents of a building in the city of Chicago, for example. I would do buildings like, you remember the Medina Temple? You might be too young for that.
I remember it. Yeah,
okay. Medina Temple was a phenomenal building. The building is still there. But the Medina Temple had started there in 1904. So when they closed in the early 90s, I mean, the place was just full of the best relics that you could imagine. I did an on-site auction right there. And that's what I would do is I would go out and sell buildings to the bones, and but in those days, you had to show up live. There was no other way. There was no such thing in the early years of computers or online bidding or anything. And now, of course, computers have made it so easy for people to be able to sit at home, the convenience of, sitting in their pajamas in the morning maybe and just bidding online. Whereas, again, in the past, they had to be there physically in person. But as a consigner, if you consign antiques today, you have so much better chance of getting top dollar for your items, because an auction house like myself is no longer dependent on hoping, 300 people show up for your auction.
Right.
And in the old days, if 10 or 15 or 20 people showed up, you still had to have that auction. So it was risky in those days, whereas today, thousands and thousands of people are bidding at every auction all over the world. Many of our best customers are bidding from the UK, from Sweden, Seoul, South Korea. They're bidding from all over the world on your items if you've consigned them to us.
Wow, that is amazing. And how cool would it be too? I mean, knowing that your item is bought by someone thousands of miles away. I mean, that's so interesting to think about and to maybe even hope for too. But I mean, you've got all the items. I mean, I can't imagine all the creme de la creme items that you've encountered. And then, of course, you got to make sure you have people that handle it correctly too. So do people usually wear gloves when it comes to the handling? How is that usually?
Yeah, certain things, and I do have to say the glove aspect in many cases is a show for the client. They expect to see that, but in many, probably 90% of the cases, handling items, with bare hands just isn't an issue. So, it's a lot of show. But yes, our examiners do put on gloves for that reason and everything. But on items like firearms, for example, if you were to touch the barrels of guns or what have you, and then not wipe them down with oil right away, you could actually get some rust going on, and you can't have that on old weapons, because that makes all the difference in value, and certainly on good art, you don't want the human touch. So there's a lot that goes into it, but again, that's why we hire such good, highly trained people.
I think sometimes people might also go into these situations and think, oh, I'm going to get, it's worth really a lot, and it might not be. Or there's times when it's worth way more than they expected too.
Well, oh man, you're so spot on. In many cases, unfortunately, it's the first. They come in with high expectations, and we have to tell them the bad news. No, this is what it's really worth. Oh, no, I saw one on the road show. That's what we normally hear. Well, no, you saw one like it on the road show, but here's why yours is different. Yours is not worth 10,000. Yours is worth 300. So you have to burst a lot of bubbles. But then on the flip side of the coin is when we find items that just explode and go for crazy money. One item that always comes to mind is one of my people was bringing in. I saw him walking out of the parking lot with a rusted up tackle box and some old fishing poles. And I said, Neil, what are you taking that for? He's one of our gun experts. And he said, well, the woman consigned some really nice guns, and she has no way to sell this. I told her we'd sell it for her. I said, okay, Neil, do her a favor. I get it. And it wasn't 15 minutes later, he comes running out of his office with a knife, just a fixed blade knife, all rusted up, that he had found in the tackle box. And he goes, oh my God, Randy, look what I found. I go, okay, I didn't recognize it at all. I wouldn't have given you $5 for it, frankly. It's just an old rusted knife. And he says, it's a Skagel. Well, I still didn't know that name. That, was beyond me. And he said, oh, we've got something here. Well, we ended up selling that knife out of the tackle box for $10,000.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And it's so fun to do that for people, you know, to find the treasures, to find the trophies, because you know darn well, had she have sold that tackle box at her garage sale, it would have gone for $10, $15, $20, and she would have never known. It's not like later she would have found out or anything, but again, it's just so nice. And that happens way more often than you could imagine.
Wow. That is so cool. When I always go to the Kane County Flea Market usually every month. I always like to see things, and you know, I'm sure I've got things that I think are worth more that they're not, and vice versa. I don't know, but again, it goes back to I just love the collecting of it. It's just so fascinating to know that this once had a life and it's been passed down, and you're giving it new life, or you're cherishing how it looks and how it's displayed, and maybe in your home you have it displayed a certain way. It might have been different from how they displayed it back in the day. So.
You know, again, I just love the fact that I'm talking to a collector here because you get it. And I say this all the time. We don't own any of this stuff. We're only caretakers. We can possess it in our lifetime, but ultimately, if we've done our job and we preserve it, it's going to go to somebody else eventually. But the fact that we are good caretakers and we're preserving history is very, very important because if not us, who? Somebody's got to do it.
Absolutely. We only have so much time. I definitely want to have you guys back on again. Oh, my goodness. We've got here coming up Saturday, November 22nd. This is Cowboys and Indians auction. Tell us a little bit about this.
You know, it's really a fabulous auction because there's such a variety in there. We've taken two various collections from people who specialized in Native American pottery and basketry and everything. So we've taken those collections and then we've combined them with a lot of the Western memorabilia from the Wild West town in Union, Illinois, that my family owned for 50 years. We closed the Wild West town during COVID, and we're now selling off the contents. And there's just some really unique, wild pieces of cowboy and Indian, and also a great collection of arts and crafts furniture. And you might say, well, wait a minute, how does that tie in that 1905 period of furniture? It was very popular in ranches, and they would take this arts and crafts furniture and recover it with maybe cowhide seats or Native American blankets they would take and use as covering. And it's very, very popular when you collect cowboy era items.
Very cool. So folks, if you want to check out more information, DonleyAuctions.com. If you go under the auctions page, you'll be able to see all the auctions that are coming up. You can also check out other things too. Oh my goodness, you have a podcast as well. If you want to talk to us for about a minute about that.
Well, I love our podcast, just like you have one. Yes, go to Donnelly Auctions because we're always talking about first upcoming auctions, interesting items, this type of thing. But more importantly, some of the guests that we have on are always amazing.
That is awesome. And of course, we can also find you on YouTube as well for those podcasts. That's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Well, this has been such a great interview. We only have about a minute and a half left. I want to thank you, of course, for coming in today. I'm so glad I was able to talk to you. I'm so glad our listeners were able to enjoy this interview. What do you hope people can get out of this experience of buying? Or maybe even if they're a little bit on, the fence about buying and maybe doing auctions as well too, what would you say to folks?
Well, I say buying at auction is truly the way to go because there's such a great variety of items. And if you're dealing with a good, honest auction house, and there's a lot of good auction houses, I'm not just tooting my own horn. Don't be afraid of the auction process. But I think more importantly for your listeners is the fact that they can sell at auction is so important because a lot of people inherit collections. They don't know what to do with them.
Yep. And it's in the hands of professionals too.
There you go.
That is fantastic. I thank you so much for joining us today. This has been wonderful. I want to have you on again, of course.
Well, it was sure a pleasure being here. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so much. Folks, check out more information. That is DonleyAuctions.com. DonleyAuctions.com for more information. Don't forget, if you are interested, Cowboys and Indians auction is coming up 10 a.m. CT, Saturday, November 22nd, featuring the Donley's Wild West Town collection. Again, that's DonleyAuctions.com or call 815-923-7000. Thank you again for joining us today.
You bet. My pleasure.
Absolutely. Folks, we'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. Stay tuned.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. The Kane County Board has postponed a vote to fill the vacant District 2 seat left by the late Dale Berman. Chairman Corrine Pirog had recommended Mary Berman, Dale's widow, but she was the lowest-ranked candidate in a review committee. Other applicants who are running in the March Democratic primary raised concerns about giving an appointee an incumbent advantage. After a closed-session discussion, the board tabled the vote with no new date set. By law, the seat must be filled within 60 days of Berman's passing. Illinois is going digital. Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis announced that starting today, residents can add their driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet. Using facial reconstruction and ID scanning, users can securely verify their identity and use their digital ID at TSA checkpoints, select businesses, and online services. Privacy is a priority. Venues can only see the information they need, like age, while other details remain hidden. Physical IDs are still required, and the program will soon expand to Google and Samsung wallets. FEMA's acting administrator David Richardson has resigned. Multiple reports say Richardson was likely to be pushed out by the Trump administration over concerns about his performance. Karen Evans, a Trump ally, is set to step in on December 1st, just after hurricane season ends. City of Aurora officials are pushing back against concerns about cuts to public safety in the 2026 budget. The mayor, police chief, and fire chief say all city departments face reductions, but police and fire will see the smallest cuts. In fact, the police budget is set to increase by 7.1%, and the fire department's funding rises by $1.5 million compared to 2025. Officials stress that residents will not see a drop in law enforcement or fire services, calling this budget a result of collaboration, shared sacrifice, and problem solving across all city departments. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has two convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. This afternoon, patchy fog before 1 p.m., then a chance of drizzle. Cloudy with a high near 46. Tonight, a chance of drizzle before 10 p.m. Cloudy with a low around 41. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 49, with temperatures falling to around 45 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 46 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade?
That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town. We're broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you again so much, of course, to Randy Donley of the Donley Auctions for coming in today. Such interesting conversations. I could have probably spoken to him probably for a couple more hours, honestly, because again, I love all things of the collecting and the antiquing and vintage items, and he also is too. And his face lit up when he found out that I was a collector myself. So very, very cool. He gave me a bunch of stuff to look at as well. I mean, a big bundle of stuff. So when I have the time, I definitely am going to be looking through some of these for sure. And I also gave him some stuff as well, too. So some information on WRMN. So very, very nice, wonderful interview. And again, all of those great things, especially for those who are collectors out there. Who else is a collector? You know him. You'll be hearing from him tomorrow. It's Steve Thorne, owner of the Wing Mansion, and he's got quite the collection himself. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been to the Donley Auctions. So, or at least some similar, right? So he'll be on tomorrow. That'll be for his community spotlight show. That'll be from 9:30 to 10. And then from 10 to 11, it's Music Memories. Don't forget also, I'm still doing this giveaway here for the Rouse Center for the Arts. This is for tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's a pair of tickets to see Cripple Creek Christmas Carol. Now, if you want a sneak peek on what they're going to be performing, you can check out our recent YouTube upload from last week. This is Rouse Center's Cripple Creek Christmas Carol. We had Chris, who's the show director and writer, Rob, who is the RCSA Director of Education, and Nick, who's playing Crockett in this performance of Cripple Creek Christmas Carol. And we do have these pairs of tickets available. If you'd like them, we have a pair for Friday tomorrow at 8 p.m. and then also for Saturday, a pair also at 8 p.m. So if you are interested, all you have to do is text us at 505-926-1410. Again, that's 505-926-1410 if you're interested in getting a pair. You'd have to pick them up at the station here. We are here, so feel free to say hi to us. I'd love to say hi to you. As you know, of course, it is our Tradio segment. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, now's the time to call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, post it here on Tradio. We've got Jackie here looking for an Avon representative in the area. If anyone out there might have any information, or you yourself happen to be an Avon representative, or you know someone, reach out to Jackie today. That number to dial is 847-347-0057. That's the number to dial to reach out to her. We have Jeff looking for trains, preferably cars, but any train memorabilia will also do. If you want to reach out to him, you can reach out. That number is 630-251-2956. That's 630-251-2956 for more information. Another Tradio caller here is located in McHenry. He has an RV fridge for sale, model 2554 LB. It's 110 volts, LP gas, AC DC. He'll take $400 for it. He also has a set of tires. They are 245 by 60 by 18, and they are run flat tires. He'll take $200 for the set of 4 of them. If anyone's interested, again, he's located out in McHenry, Illinois, and that number to reach him is 815-245-0670. That's 815-245-0670. We have Greg looking for bicycles, late 1800s to the 1970s, parts, pieces, and or accessories. He's also looking for vintage Omega watches, men's and women's watches, and also those diver-style watches. He's a collector, not a dealer. He'll pay a fair price for those. He also has a Schwinn ergometric exercise bicycle from the 70s. It's in great shape for $50. He's also looking for old gas tether cars. Some were made by the Cox Corporation from the 50s and 60s. Anything like that he's interested in. He's also looking for old racing go-karts, vintage racing go-karts, and he also does have a couple other items. He has that Hamilton Beach 3-head milkshake maker. It's in the color ivory for $500. It does come with 3 cups. And then he is also selling that Lionel Pioneer Zephyr. It's about 4 feet long. It's in excellent condition. Very similar to ones that you see at the Museum of Science and Industry, or maybe even at some auctions, like the Donley auctions. Feel free to reach out. That's 847-884-6033. That's 847-884-6033 for more information. Please feel free to reach out. We have another Tradio caller looking for some camping gear. If anyone out there might have any camping gear that they're not using, you can reach out to him. That's 630-776-1427. That's 630-776-1427 is that number to dial. And then finally, we have another Tradio caller that is looking for an older car or truck from the 60s or 70s. It can be a 2-door car or truck, with a standard cab, and they'll take any really. So please feel free to reach out. Speak to Paul at 847-531-6383. That's 847-531-6383. That's the number to dial. Please feel free to reach out. Lots of other good things coming up here too. If you do want to relist any items, if it's been a little bit of some time here and you want to relist any items, maybe let us know if there's any items that I just mentioned that maybe have already been sold or given away. Call us today, 847-931-1410. In the meantime, let's talk more about what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. There are so many things coming up. I know before our interview, we did mention that Friday, November 21st, tomorrow, Aurora is celebrating their winter lights. If you want to check out that article, it's posted on foxvalleymagazine.com. Check it out for more info. There's also Saturday, November 22nd. This is Breakfast and Lunch with Santa at the Village Square of South Elgin. Now, it's that time of year again. Of course, the Village Square of South Elgin is getting into that spirit, the holiday spirit. But the visit, of course, from the big guy, that other big guy, Santa himself, on Saturday, November 22nd. Take your pick between breakfast and lunch, or both, of course, if you'd like, and visit Santa individually for photo opportunities and good cheer. Santa's breakfast visit will be from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and will include pancakes, eggs, bacon, and a beverage. There will also be crafts, coloring reindeer food, and, of course, also the visit from Santa. Everyone will have an individual time. Individual time to visit Santa and a photo opportunity. And they do say, parents, please bring your own camera. Pictures are not provided. Santa will stick around for lunch from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Our kids can enjoy a cheeseburger or chicken fingers. Cheeseburgers are very good at the Village Squire restaurants, if I do say so myself. And adults can either also enjoy a chicken sandwich or cheeseburger. All meals will include fries and a beverage. Don't forget about the individual time every child will get with Santa, and of course crafts, coloring, and reindeer food. Total cost is $18 with reservations, $28 at the door. To register, visit the links. There's Breakfast with Santa activity information. You can find it at IL South Elgin on their website there. But again, if you do go onto the particular article on foxvalleymagazine.com, there is a link provided. All you have to do is go under the events page and you will find it there. Lots of other good things that are coming up and more. We'll talk about them here in just a bit. You're listening to Out to Lunch, WRMN. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA is here to help your vision grow. Join us in creating a vibrant, connected, and successful downtown Elgin. Call now 847-488-1456, or you can email info@downtownelgin.com. Ask for Jennifer Facala. Downtown Neighborhood Association, where the heart of business beats strong.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Looking for a seed buying experience that's more humanized? Ready to trade a company that's oversized for an independent brand that's right-sized? Searching for elite hybrids that have been optimized, tested in your geography, and localized? Did we run out of words that rhyme, so now we have to use metaphysicized? Maybe so. But if you answered yes to any of these questions, then it's probably time you get Wiffleized. Choose Wiffles hybrids this season, and let's get familiarized.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Thank you, everyone, of course, for tuning in today. We greatly appreciate it, of course. We still have about 10 minutes left here of Out to Lunch, so if you want to stick around, feel free to do so. But what's coming up next after this, of course, but what's cooking today? What's cooking today is with Michael Horn on CRN. Yesterday, he talked a little bit about affordable wines and winter-proofing your home. Today, what is he talking about? Well, stay tuned and listen. That'll be coming up later today, very soon at 1 o'clock. That's from 1 until 2 o'clock. We also do have Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. That'll be, of course, coming up here from 2 until 4 o'clock. She did send me the show rundown here, so let's take a little peek and see what we've got. We've got Nancy via Zoom here today on the 20th. We're going to be talking a little bit about some things, including Dear Tammy and Friends. We've got some things up our sleeve. Some music, of course, News Nation clips as well. And Nancy wonders why Miss Universe pageants are fading. So we'll talk about some of that and more. And of course, some good jokes and games along the way. You can also check out, of course, here too, a political talk show that'll be coming up today from 4 until 6 o'clock. And then we also do have Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer. That is from 6 until 8 o'clock. So let's see what we have here for some other spectacular things that are going on. Something that is spectacular is a holiday spectacular. Now, this is a event coming up. This is from the Elgin Symphony Orchestra. Of course, I always want to give them recognition. Chad Goodman, music director, of course, will be Saturday, December 13th. That is at 2:30 p.m. It is a concert in the afternoon at the Hemmons Cultural Center. That's at 45 Symphony Way in Elgin. The Elgin annual holiday tradition is back again this year. Come experience this festive holiday performance, including favorite carols, new spins on modern favorites, and an appearance by Santa Claus himself. Conductor, of course, Chad Goodman, Elgin Master Chorale, and Integrity School of Dance will all be joining in to make this happen, to make this show stunning and beautiful and spectacular, as it is in the name. Prices for gold tickets are $68, red for $42, and green for $20. You get those great seasonal colors there too, incorporated. Student tickets are half off with a valid student ID. Call and ask about your free youth tickets for children ages 17 and under. Check out more information. You can find it at elginsymphony.org. That's elginsymphony.org. I just gave a wave to our very good friend, of course, here, Jim Vaselli of Jim Vaselli Law Offices. Always good to see his smiling face. And if you want to watch him, he was on earlier today on The Morning Show. It's been posted on our YouTube channel. You can find it under the playlist, The Morning Show. And he's a sponsor, of course, of The Morning Show. If you want to check out other things happening here with the Elgin Symphony Orchestra, there's tons of things. Friday concert in St. Charles at the Norris Cultural Arts Center will be coming up. There's also Prince of Peace Lutheran Church Worship Center will have one on December 9th at 7 o'clock. That's on a Tuesday. Lots of other things coming up. Holiday brass concerts, of course, that you can enjoy. December 4th, they're having an Elgin Sing-Along Messiah, Embrace the Holiday Spirit, at a community sing-along of selections of Handel's renowned Messiah. Started by a group of community members in 2022, the Elgin Sing-Along Messiah is an interactive community sing-along. It raises awareness and funding for Elgin charities while showcasing the talent of Elgin area musicians and vocalists, including the Elgin Symphony Orchestra, the Elgin Youth Symphony Orchestra, Midwest Opera Theater, and members of the Elgin Master Chorale. All fantastic and something you don't want to miss out on during the holiday season. Some other things that are coming up here too. Saturday, November 22nd, South Elgin is hosting an almost winter day and Christmas tree lighting. Now, this is going to be at Seba Park in South Elgin, Saturday, November 22nd from 2 to 5 p.m. Make s'mores, decorate cookies, and enjoy craft projects. Get a balloon animal, drop off a letter to Santa, and get a reply from the North Pole. There's going to be some fun things to do. Also coming up Saturday, November 22nd for the South Elgin Food Pantry, they're hosting their Stuff the Trailer. They are looking for food items. Items needed include paper plates, toilet paper, tissue, shampoo, deodorant, jelly, hamburger helpers, granola bars, cake mixes, and more. Drop-off location is at 151 Water Street in South Elgin. That's Seba Park. The afternoon also includes an ice sculptor, bonfire, and tree decorating contest. Check out more information that's posted under foxvalleymagazine.com. Couple other things, some out to lunch talks here. I always get those wonderful emails from the many listeners out there, including Linda, our very own Linda Wildtree, mentioning, of course, fun things to us to let us know. The 2026 season passes are here for Old Republic. You can check them out. They're going to be coming up here too. 'Tis the season. It's $49.99, so you can enjoy that. Or is that maybe that's for Santa's Village? Let me see. Oh no, it is for Old Republic. You can get some passes there. So it's a physical wristband that you would get. It will get you access to those different shows. So that's awesome. That's really cool. You can check out that list if you do follow them. Thanksgiving is starting. The seasonal passes for Santa's Village are also available too for $69.99 each. The full price is usually $100, but it's at $69.99 right now for that little special Thanksgiving Day special. Tomorrow, the Vintage Hammer in Hampshire is going to be hosting a fun event. It's Happy Hour at the Hammer. This is a festive evening of holiday celebration, including holiday Aperol Spritz, which sounds really delicious. Looks pretty good, too. They're delighted to invite you to their festive Happy Hour at the Hammer event in Hampshire. Join them for an enchanting evening where you can sip on their signature drink of the evening, a holiday Aperol Spritz, with also browsing their carefully curated holiday decor, as well as gourmet food items and gift ideas. Their store has also been transformed into a winter wonderland, offering the perfect setting to get inspired for the season. It's tomorrow. It's free. Complimentary holiday spritz available. That is from 5 until 7. That is at the Vintage Hammer, located in beautiful downtown Hampshire. Some other things as well that you can check out, news related to the Elgin Area Chamber, Hampshire Area Chamber, and other Chamber of Commerce websites. Excuse me. You can bring your camera because it is Photos with the Grinch, brought to you by the Elgin Area Chamber. You can bring your holiday cheer and mischievous grin. Grab a photo with the one and only Grinch. This is Saturday, November 29th from 2 to 4, and that's located at the Elgin Area Chamber right here. That's by DuPage Court Holiday Tree. That's at 31 South Grove. Whether you are feeling a little grinchy or full of holiday joy, this is your chance to make a memory that'll last all season long. Of course, Small Business Saturday and the holidays are coming up very, very soon as well. You can support the community coming up November 29th. $68 for every $100 stays in the community when you shop local. You can shop EAC Small Business members. Check them out on their website at Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. So many other different things are coming up here too. Of course, we've got it here for next week. This is coming up Tuesday, November 25th. It is the Elgin Area Chamber Chat, our monthly radio broadcast here on WRMN, celebrating 75 years of community broadcasting, 76 this year. Listen or watch live on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. That is under the upcoming chamber events. If you do subscribe to their newsletter, it is posted every month. So please feel free to check that out. We're going to be featuring local business, including the property restoration expert, Paul Davis. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up next Tuesday. Always great to do the show with Carol. Lots of other things that are going on here too. Oh my goodness, so many things. Only so much time to talk about them though. So with that being said, we'll save some for tomorrow. But we appreciate everyone tuning in. Look forward to so many fun things coming up here in a very short time too, because the holiday season is kicking off. People are getting ready for all the different holidays, including Thanksgiving too. So don't miss out on these opportunities to be with the people that you love. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. This does wrap it up here for Out to Lunch. We've got What's Cooking Today with Michael Horn coming up next. That is from 1 until 2 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. We also do have Talk Time with Tammy and Friends, a political talk show, and Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We hope that you have been enjoying the shows here. Of course, if you want to leave a comment or a question, feel free to reach out to us, 847-741-7700. You can always feel free to email me too, Matt, that's with 2 T's, at WRMN1410.com. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. We're getting closer to the weekend.